live. It says it's on air now, so we're here. I'm going to say welcome to Ivan Miranda. The chat doesn't show anybody in it yet, but they'll be here soon. There's Mike Whaley popping in, so they're starting to pop in. They're starting to come in. People getting notified. I am with. We got a mic back here. Do you have the video playing in something?
I've muted my mic to see if it was what it was.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where that's coming from. Can't hear you now. He's trying to get his mic sorted out, guys. Thank you. Oh, can't hear him.
And now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Do you hear me fine?
Yeah, no more feedback.
There is only one mic connected to the computer now.
Okay.
And no speakers.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
No speakers, so only your headphones, right?
Only my headphones, yeah.
All right, well, guys, we're here with Ivan Miranda, and as you know, he builds some incredible things on his YouTube channel. And we have some questions that we're going to ask Ivan. We may have lost video. It looks like he's being very still. There he goes. There we go. Hey, you know, it's technology. We're talking to Ivan in Spain. I'm in Florida. We're halfway around the world. This is going to be great. So we're going to dive right in with the questions to Ivan because we only got a little bit of time with him. You know, it is 6 o'clock. He's got some wife time he's got to spend. He does have a family. So my first question, Ivan, and it's been asked a lot, you know, even to me when I talk about you on my video, because I do talk about you. You saw in the Joel.
I've heard that.
You saw in the Joel video. I mean, you're one of the greatest YouTube creators that I watch, dude. The stuff you do is awesome. But
you're very kind.
The biggest question I get is, what do you do for a job? What is your job?
Okay. Until I've missed you. I don't know if you can see me now. Or
I can.
Okay. Until last summer, I did have a full-time job in an R&D company. I don't know where the echo is coming from because I touched nothing.
It's okay. It's okay. When you sit back, it's good. When you sit up, it's not.
Okay. Okay. Until last summer, I had a full-time job in a company. I was the R&D manager, and then I reached an agreement with my boss, so he could let me work only in the mornings in its company, and then in the afternoons I can do this. It's not the afternoons; it's the afternoon, the night, and the entire evening. I don't have free time. I only have my morning job and this, and then family. I don't do anything else.
Yeah, I know. I feel your pain because I do this every morning. I do a 2-hour show every morning live. And then, you know, I have other things that I want to work on, and I have other live streams that I do, like this interview that I'm getting set up for. And it does take a lot, you know, I mean, to do stuff.
But what people doesn't know is that even for you, setting up this live video with me, that takes time too.
Oh yeah, it does. And I also try to watch because on my channel I promote, you know, inclusiveness. Try to include everybody, and I have to try to go and watch all these people. You know, so it's a lot of time. I get that. All right, next question. I'm trying to move along so we can get all these questions in here. Your designs and the things that you build are awesome. Just get that off the top.
Thank you.
Where do you get your inspiration? What is your design and thought process behind some of the stuff you build? Like this tank. You're sitting around going, hey, I've got 2 motors. If I buy 2 more, I can build a tank. I mean, what is your thought process?
Yeah, it's a bit different because sometimes I get trapped in myself because I start thinking and I had these motors that Banggood sent me that were too small. And then I think I have to do something with them. And I tried to make a very weak car, but the motors didn't have enough torque. And then I said, I will buy some belts, I will build a reducer, and then I will have enough torque. But then I think, but the car is going to be too slow. So what can be that slow but still be fun to make? And okay, a tank. And then I start building a tank in my head, and in my head is this big. But then I start thinking, well, but the printer bed is so I can make it large. And then I can make it larger. And then then people start putting things in the comments. You should add suspension. Then I add suspension. But then people start saying, but with suspension is too short. You have to make it larger, longer. And then in the last week's episode, there was like 400 hours of print time in only one episode. I have, in some moments, there have been 5 printers printing day and night all the time. I have to set the time so I can come at night and in the morning to swap prints before going to work, when I come to work. So I have just enough time to have everything ready for the video. So this, I get trapped in myself, because if something says me, you cannot do that, or it's too difficult, then I have to do it. So that's myself.
I mean, I'm always amazed at how much you get done in a week. And you know, when I watched you build your printer, the number of design iterations that you went through on parts, I was like, my God, just the design time alone. Because you design these, what software do you use mostly to design your parts? I
only use Fusion 360, but and I think that it's a very, very good maker tool, because if you are starting, it's free. But I use it in the company I work in the mornings, and there we pay for it because the company can afford it.
Right.
So anyone can use it, and it's very powerful.
Yes.
But even still, this tank has, I don't know how many hours. I don't know if there is somewhere in the Fusion 360 where I can see the stats of how much time I've invested in a project.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of time.
Oh, it is. It's got to be a lot of time, because not only are the things that you build cool, but just that you're able to sit down and design them, and then you put them together and you go, oh, nope, that's not going to work. I got to redesign and reprint. Yeah. And you're like, crap, that had to take 50 hours just to do that part, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But that is said a lot in the comments, that people say, why don't you invest more time and think more and refine the design more, so you only have to do first? That's impossible. Yeah. You cannot invest a lot of time in designing. So that's only something that NASA can do. They invest 10 years and design a robot for Mars, and then it gets to Mars, and sometimes it works. And even then, one of the wheels doesn't work.
Not only that, they're updating the software the whole time it's on Mars. So they're making corrections while it's there. So,
or while it is going there.
Yeah, while it's going there. Yeah, no doubt.
And then there is this thing that in the job in the morning, I have to do everything right, because if I fail there, it costs a lot of money to my boss and the company. Mm-hmm. But in the afternoon, I love iterative design. You can make one iteration, make corrections, take another iteration, and that's for me what is the most fun, because it's where you learn the most, because you can make a lot of small failures. Mm-hmm. You can fail a lot, and then learn from those failures and correct, increase the diameter, change the axle, increase the length, design a spring, and you learn from that. If you do everything right at once, you might have been lucky, but you did. I don't learn anything when everything goes perfect.
There you go. And that really is the cool thing about not new, because 3D printing is not new, but the affordable 3D printing technology that we have today with the FDM printers. That's the cool thing about it, is because you can design it, print one, like your tank tracks or treads. Yes. You can print one or two that takes an hour or two, try to fit them together, and if they don't fit, you redesign it, try it again, and then go on big scale when you get done. So that is a cool thing. All right.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, we've kind of covered my number 3 question, and we're not going to get that. Okay. Here's the other biggest question that I get, and I've got a list of questions over here on this that I need to get to as well. So 1 second, let me get to my thing here. Okay. So, my next question is, how much of your stuff is sponsored? Filament, motors, that type of stuff. How much sponsorship do you have?
Filament, I paid for it entirely. The only time that I didn't pay for it, yeah, it's a lot of money. But you can see. I don't know if you can see here.
Yes, I can see it.
I brought them back this morning in my bike, and I paid for them. Those are bought on Amazon. The only episode where I did have a sponsored filament is the one where I did the glow with the LEDs.
Yeah.
That was sponsored. The filament was given to me by Matter Hackers.
Yeah.
And then the one that I did with the rotary stamp.
Yeah.
Or everything that I've done with flex filament, the flexible filament was sent to me by Fiberlogy.
I got you.
Those are the only 2 projects where I had some filament sponsored. But all the more than 50 spools of 2.4 kilos that I have here, those are paid by me.
So that filament that you have, I mean, all you print is red, okay? And that's cool that's your color, because I'm a purple guy. I mean, I love my purple, right?
Okay.
So, but all you print is red, and you use the same filament. It looks like all the spools are identical.
Yes.
Have you not tried to contact this company and say, look, I did
it this week, and they told me they have a sponsor program, and I'm talking with them because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, man. I mean, and not only that, you're putting it in front of, you've got 60,000 followers. So you're putting their product in front of, 60,000 people per week.
But I cannot reach an agreement of sponsorship with a company that is not willing to supply me with all the filament that I need. I cannot use half of a tank of one brand and half of a tank from another brand. It will be no. I think it's not right.
No, and I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, you can show your videos to these guys. Look at the spools you have lined up that are stacked up there. Yes. You can say, look, this is the filament I need.
There are more in the back.
I'm sure you do. And I did look on your FAQs, and I agree with you wholeheartedly on one thing, because it was one of my questions before I read your FAQs. See, guys, in the country club, I do homework for these interviews.
Yes, you do.
One of the FAQs on there, somebody asked, what do you do with your prints and your objects once you're done? And you said you throw them away.
Yes.
And that's exactly right. It's like this vase for me. Okay. This was created by one of my followers, Martin from Iceland. If I break this, if I crack this, or it's no longer useful, I just throw it away. It costs me more money to try to recycle this stuff than it's worth.
But there is this thing with I only print with PLA.
Yeah.
Because PLA is somewhat it's made from corn. So if it is thrown in the lanyard with the time, it's going to decompose. Yeah. I don't know how much time, because I think it's much longer than people think.
I'll be dead. I'll be dead before it decomposes.
But if you throw one of my prints in the sea, in 10 years it's not going to be there. If you throw in the sea ABS, in 10 years it's going to be there floating.
Oh yeah,
a long time.
Absolutely.
And there is the thing that it is not cost effective. The other day, Joel did a review of a filament recycler, a filament extruder, and he is the 3D printing nerd.
Yeah.
He tried with all his. He did everything he could to make it work, but it took a lot of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you?
I spent like 6-8 kilos a week of filament.
Yeah.
I should be me 2 times to try and make all the filament that I use. And recycled filament is not as good as new filament.
Right.
You have to mix it with
new filament.
I think we are going to be there, but until we have a machine where we can throw the parts, throw some new pellets, and get a spool of filament, I think.
Joel and I talked about that during his interview, though, because you could see the desperation in his video. He wanted that to work so bad.
He tried it. Yeah. Very hard.
Everything he could. He did everything he could. Okay, here we go. Number 5. This one's off of 3D printing, off of design. We see Ivan Miranda on video, and dude, your videos are fantastic. The editing, the music, the way you put them together is fantastic. I hate editing video. I love doing live because then I don't have to edit. But 3D printing, 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 3 there's got to be, and we talked about this a little bit before we got on live stream. There's got to be times where you get frustrated and you're done and see it, and you turn the cameras off and you have to edit that out. You have to edit out the Ivan Miranda we don't see.
I can tell you that once it happened that I did the same thing. I think it was in the video of the hovercraft.
Yeah.
I did wire the 3 poles of a motor. I only had to switch 2 wires. I did it wrong 10 times. 10 times. When it was like 8 times, I did lose my temper because I cannot believe how, I was very tired and I have been recording like for 5 or 6 hours and it was very late and I did lose it. And I did leave one of the bumps. I did hit the table, I remember, and I did leave when I hit the table. I didn't leave all the coursing that came after that because that doesn't belong on my videos. But usually I don't mind making a mistake or having to redo something because it's the process. You make mistakes, you have to redo it, and I like that. Obviously I'm happy when everything is fine, but you have to evolve, and to evolve you have to make mistakes. You have to fail. That's how you learn how not to do it.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt about it. I do want to take the time for a second. I don't know how to pronounce his name, or Rapulus ST. He's new. He's not from my channel. He keeps saying there's only 25 people watching or whatever. People will come back and watch the interview. It'll get more watches. I'm not worried about that. But it's an odd time in the U.S. for us. So most of my followers are from the U.S. And also, other than the little promotion that you did on your video, which I thank you for, I'm the only one announcing this. So, I mean, I only have like not even a tenth of the followers you have. So,
but you crossed 400 like yesterday, I think.
Yeah. And a lot of them came from your channel, which was awesome.
But Walter, I know how hard it is to get to 400.
Oh yeah.
I know how happy it makes you to get to 400. I was much happier when I got to 100 subscribers than when I got to 60,000.
Yeah.
I got much happier.
Yeah, no. I also wanted to say hello to Orpheus Romas from Greece. He's new. The Kuntry Klub knows me, and I say hi to them every day. So I love seeing them here. I'm loving the support. I don't know how many people are watching. I've shut down as much as I can on my computer so that we can keep this flowing nicely. I'm gonna jump over because we actually covered. Well, let's do my last question in my list, and this one you can expand on more, I guess. What is something that people don't know about Ivan? Okay, not that you don't put in your videos, but that you just don't put out there. I mean, it's not something you're like. I mean, I know you live in Spain. I know you're married because you told me you had to ask the wife the other day for some extra time. But what are things that people don't know about Ivan? I think didn't you do a question and answer video? You did a couple of those, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But I don't know if you do them anymore. I'm not a Patreon of yours. I will become once I get another job. I lost my job on last Friday. So, but I think that there's something out there that, because your videos are great. Your video editing's done. Do you do your video editing by yourself? I mean,
yes.
You do all of that yourself?
For now, this is a web.
Lost audio.
Can you hear me?
I lost audio.
Oh, can you hear me now? I will check. Come on.
Hopefully, wait, is it me? Testing? Try it now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It was me.
Okay.
I have a switch on my earphones, and I turned it off.
You were playing with it, and
I was fiddling with it. Sorry, but okay. So I couldn't hear you.
Okay,
but yeah,
something you don't. I don't know because. No, I've answered lots of questions in FAQ, but I don't know. I didn't study anything related to engineering, at least not mechanical engineering, and I think that what lots of people think that happens with people like me is that we have a lot of background in engineering, and that one day we woke up from bed and decided to have a YouTube channel, and then we reached, as expected, 60,000 subscribers, and everything is smooth from one end to the other. But that's not true, because I did start. My parents wanted me to go to university, and I started doing computer engineering, and I tried that, but it was really, really boring, and I got really bored. So I did start working, and I did start learning by myself. But that's not how people think that things happen like that. You woke up one morning and say, I don't want to study anymore. I want to work and learn other things. That happens along maybe 1 year or 2 years, and it's a process. I don't think that people should get the wrong idea that everything happens as you expected and you thought about it and everything happened. You have to keep trying and follow the process, and if you want to try something, you have to try it. But you also have to expect to fail. If you try to learn electronics, it's going to be hard. If you try to learn mechanics, it's going to be hard. If you try to learn 3D printing, it's going to be hard. If you want to start a YouTube channel, it's going to be hard. And it was hard for me, and I kept trying. And I've been doing weekly videos since August 2016. And when I started, I didn't think anyone wanted to see my videos, because it was one guy in the north of Spain. And I don't say that I'm speaking English very good now, but I at least I can have a conversation with a guy from Florida. So
right,
I think I can do that. So what I say is that I did have to try. I did have to try hard. I did have to work, and I don't think that's the formula, but it's the most probable formula to do. If you try hard and work hard, it's most probably that you get it and you will reach where you want to be. Then if you expect it to be, think about it. Oh, now that's what I want to do. I will do it. You will fail. So,
yeah.
And it's part of the process. So
that's right. And I can tell you from experience that the YouTube thing for me, I'm not going to say it's hard, because I was a lead singer in a heavy metal band, believe it or not, and when I was younger. So cool. I'm used to being in front of folks. I'm used to being just in the spotlight, I would say. So the YouTube thing for me was not hard. The hardest thing is to every day get up and be this person, this persona, if you will. And it is who I am. Don't get me wrong. You see the real me every day. When you meet me in person, this is who I am. But that's the hardest part for me, is to, how do I maintain an entertainment level for these folks every day? You know, once a week, oh yeah, I could probably do that. Not the stuff that you do, but my entertainment morning show would be a lot easier if it was a once a week show.
I know that.
Okay, so here I'm going to say this first before. I've got a question in the chat, and it's from Orpheus. He's from Greece. I don't want to knock him off because it's late there too. But I do want to say, if you're in the Discord server, then we will be able to ask live questions over audio to Ivan. So you will be able to speak and ask Ivan your question directly. If you're not on the Discord server link is in the description of the video. You can come there, click on the queue under the interview channels, and that will be done, and you'll be able to get in line. I'm going to take a question now from the chat from Orpheus Romus. It says, Kuntry, please ask Ivan, which is his favorite 3D designing and slicer programs? We've already covered the Fusion. What is your... Hold on. Okay. So what is your favorite slicer, and are you willing to design electronics as well? Which you already do that in your project. You already design all the electronics.
Yeah. I the thing that before I started doing 3D printing, I did freestyle electronics. Instead of designing a PCB in Eagle or something, I did it on the fly on a breadboard, and I did all my circuits like that. So I'm very comfortable with that. But I with the time I realized that I like much more mechanics and design stuff, physical stuff that moves. So I'd rather do that. And for the slicer, I use Cura, and that one question that I get a lot is, what are my Cura settings? The Ultimaker Cura, but I use the ones that come predefined with the printer, and when I need more wall thickness, I add wall thickness, or when I need more infill, I add more infill. And usually I found that, at least with PLA, 195 degrees or 205 degrees means nothing. The part is essentially the same. And right. I do things that are this big, so yeah, I don't have to be that careful.
I did see that on your FAQ where you said you use the stock Cura profiles and you just tweak them a little bit to fix them like you want.
Unless I have to do something very specific, like that video when I did with the hole diameters, but that's once in every 50 videos.
Okay, now I'm gonna do this. I've got another browser window because I have. If you look down in the bottom, it's me and there's one that says Kuntry. That's the Kuntry call-in. I actually have a third person in the call, but it's just another account that I have set up so that I can feed the sound through. So I'm going to try this. This is going to be my first try ever. I'm going to drag Martin in here because he's been waiting the longest. Martin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Do you hear me?
Can you hear him, Ivan?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, Martin, what's your question?
Okay, I had to mute my YouTube. Yeah, I want to ask, sorry, I'm getting echo. Sorry. Yeah, do you have kids and are they involved into 3D printing on your projects? Sorry, I was getting a lot of echo because of the mic.
Yeah, that's fine, Martin.
He did ask if I have kids.
If you have kids and if they're in, are they in with your 3D printing?
I have, but they are too small to still be into 3D printing. Okay. But they, of course they will. Okay. Because I will make tanks for them to play.
Okay. Okay. Martin, I got to move along. So JT is in the list next. I'm gonna pop him in. So if you can kick yourself out of the room, so I don't have to. Okay. So now I'm go. Oh no, I got to grab the right one here. Let's drag JT is from Australia. JT's from Australia, so it's actually
I know JT.
Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for JT. So
yes, it's very late for him.
He got up and he went and took a nap and came back. JT, you have a question for Ivan? He might have fell back asleep.
He might. Come on, JT.
I'm not seeing any activity. Do you have push to talk on, JT? Come on, y'all get in the queue. JT, let me know when you get it fixed, man. Oh, wait. I heard something. Was that you? That might have been Ivan. Okay, so while we're waiting on JT.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. There's JT.
No, it's me.
Yeah, I hear you. Want to ask Ivan a question?
After the tank, when will we see the big printer?
Okay, the big printer has died for over-testing because I did so many tests on it that now I need to rebuild so much of it that I don't have the time. But I'm working on a 4th version of my printer because that was the 3rd, because before that I did another 2. And I'm working on a 4th version that will be an 1/8 of a cubic meter, 500 by 500 by 500 millimeters of printing volume with linear rails and dual extrusion and everything. And I have almost all the materials that I need in stock. And I'm working already on the design, but I can keep like 4 or 5 projects at once. I can only work in so many things in my head. So once I start finishing projects like the tank, this one will rise up one level in priority. And I think that in a couple of months, the videos will start to be released. And of course, as almost everything that I do, there will be files for everyone that want to follow my steps.
Cool, man. Thank you very much. All right, JT, if you can, and I'm looking up here and asking, people are asking why it's so laggy. And like JT said, it's a 10-second delay from the time he talked till we heard him.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I have really crappy internet at my house. My internet is very slow. So yeah, that's probably half of it. I get a 1.5 megabit upload. So yeah,
1.5.
1.5. So yeah.
Oh my God.
And I do a live show every day with 1.5.
We need to get you a better internet. How can we do that?
I would have to move. So, yeah, buy me a new house in the north of Spain and I'll talk about it.
Maybe in the south of Spain, it's cheaper housing.
Yeah, but it's hotter.
Here it's really expensive. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go down. Okay. Here's one from the chat. Fernando Pena. He asked, "Did you ever say why you use all red filament? Why all red?"
It's not even my favorite color. I started using it and it started to look good on camera because if it is white, it gets formed on video. If it is black, there is not enough contrast. And with the red, I started to see that when I was editing, it did pop the features of the plastic. And I kept ordering red filament. And once I started and people started saying that I did everything in red, I couldn't stop. I did have to poll in the comments if people wanted me to use the little black pieces for the threads of the tank. Because now red is my signature color, but it's not even my favorite color. So it happened.
Right. Okay, well, I don't have anybody else in the video chat right now. While ES was in there, but he got out. So if anybody else wants to talk online, then you're very much welcome to jump in there. But we do have other questions. Martin, who was on live just a minute ago. Oh, there's Brian Vines jumped in. I'll get to him right after I ask this question. Martin, who asked you the question just a second ago, and if Martin has another one, then I'll ask him. But do you feel like there's more collaboration between the European YouTube channels versus the USA channels, or is it about the same, or is there no collaboration? Have you done a collaboration with any YouTube channels in Europe?
I haven't done anything yet, but for me it's very difficult to break the train of videos because I'm working now on the video that is going to come out 3 weeks from now. Now.
Okay.
So if I want to do a collaboration, I have to plan with more than 1 month in advance.
Yeah. So that was one thing I brought up though, because I talked to you last week. And you said I need to know so that I can tell people on my video from this Friday. So did you already have that shot and you went back and edited it and re-uploaded?
No, I shoot videos usually the week they come out, but I plan and prepare prints for that video with 3 or 4 weeks in advance because
okay,
I need to have stuff in backup because there have been weeks that I had to scrap everything on maybe on a Wednesday. Right. A Wednesday when the video comes out on Friday, there is nothing here because when the printers fail, there is not that I have to show. No, there is nothing. So as I have to plan so much in advance, it's difficult. But,
okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to Brian Vines has jumped into the queue here, and JT and Martin are still in there. If y'all want to ask another question, stay. If not, then okay. But Brian Vines, unmute your mic. You're on the air, buddy. There we go.
Okay. So Ivan, I had a quick question. I know you're working on the tank design right now, but do you have other designs kind of in the queue? And as you are working on the tank design and making iterations, are you working on other designs at the same time?
Yes, yes, of course. And I'm working on designs that might not see the light of day, because usually I get the concept in my head and think this is going to work and it's going to be awesome. And then I start to make the design in the Fusion. And then you can start to see there is going to be not enough torque, it's not going to be fast, or it's not going to be spectacular enough because there is going to be fast.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, okay. it was an echo on my part.
Okay, okay. So there are things that don't see the light of day because they are going to be very, very boring to show.
All right. So Brian, I hope you got your answer. I'm going to. It looks like JT may have another question, so I'm going to drop him in here. This is working better than I thought it was going to.
It's really cool.
Hey, JT, you're on the air with Ivan.
Ivan, where can we buy your merch?
Okay. I don't have merch. I did a campaign on this hoodie and t-shirts and all, but that one is finished. And I have I don't have time. I don't have time to make stuff. I will have to do it. I will have to seek help for that because this happened because they reached to me. They say, I will make your design and I will sell your merch. Because if I don't do that, I don't have the time. I have to, if people don't realize how many different stuff you have to do to make a video, but it's a lot of stuff. And I'm very bad at Illustrator and designing, and I did design my own logo and everything, but I will have to work on that because lots of people ask for that. Thanks, JT. Thanks.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to drag Apocalypse Survivor in here. JT can step out for a minute. If you got another one, you can step back in the queue. All right, Apocalypse Survivor, you're on with Ivan.
Good evening, Ivan. I was wondering if you have enough time to watch other YouTube channels, and if so, what do you not like to miss?
Okay. I don't have time. I try to watch some of everything. I try to watch this man in here, but he produces so much content that it's impossible for me to follow everything. I try to watch Joel from the 3D Printing Nerd, and I try to watch Frank and from Frank Makes. I try to watch Mr. Casey Neistat because I learn a lot from his video production. I try to watch one of every different channels so I can learn a bit from all of them, and I have to stay tuned. But I did watch a lot more YouTube before being in YouTube than now. A lot of more. It's really difficult. And I love it, but I don't have the time.
Okay. Napping in the well, let me ask Matt first because Matt was first in line. Matt Johnson asked, do you have a channel in Spanish, in Espanol? You have a Spanish channel? I don't have one. I asked that a lot, but I can only do it. I can only have one channel, and I'm thinking about having a second channel where I can do different stuff that what I do on this channel because I want to take care of this channel. But having another one in Spanish would be so much more time that I don't have. And I decided to do it in English because I wanted to reach the most audience possible. That's why I'm talking with you now. So it's a decision that I took, but I don't have the time. Okay. Rapulus ST, I guess he's threatening to bombard my chat with chats, which doesn't do any good because we do have this thing called a ban hammer, and he would be out if he tried to do that. But he did ask, and I was going to get to his question. He's just a little impatient. He asked, what is the normal layer height that you use for your prints?
0.2.
0.2.
0.2 for everything on every printer.
Okay, so you don't try like in an early prototype, a quick print. You won't jump it up to 0.3 or anything like that. Just 0.2 straight across the board.
That only brings problems.
Yeah, I got you.
Whenever I raise the layer height, I get voids or the part. I've learned the lesson. I only print 0.2.
Well,
maybe less than 0.2, yes, but higher than 0.2, no.
Yeah, and you said you don't get a chance to watch many YouTube videos. Well, the other day I got a TiVo Little Monster, which is a big Delta printer.
I know.
Yeah. It took 15 hours and still couldn't get it to print. So I did a 15-hour live stream. I've been sitting in this chair.
15. That's
straight.
That's your entire day.
Yeah. No, I started at 8. I started at 8 a.m. It was the morning coffee show, and we ended at 11:30-ish at night.
That's a lot of time.
So
that's
yeah. Well, and like I tell my channel though, you get to see what gets edited out of a lot of videos because the crap that you go through that gets taken out of your videos because you break things, you mess up things. You don't want to show all of that in an edited video.
No, there is no way.
Yeah.
I cannot do if the 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I had from 4 days of recording, 7.5 hours of footage to edit. You have to get 7 hours into 10 to 20 minutes.
Right.
Because people get more. They didn't want to see.
I understand.
Me doing this for hours.
Yeah.
I do this for hours.
I know. And then you take it apart, so you go the other way. So yeah, I get that. Yeah. Okay, so we've got another caller in, and I'm trying to get. Wait, let me ask Nappins because Nappins was here first. The big printer that you printed in the series that you designed, you redesigned, you redid. That thing was awesome, by the way. Don't get me wrong. It really got me thinking because I printed a 3D printer. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes. I did. You bring it to Murph or?
I did have it at Murph, and Joel talked to me about it.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
But I printed that, and part of your build was part of my inspiration for that because I'm like, okay, so you can just build something just because you want to. But the question is, do you still use that printer?
No. And there is the thing, because people might think I didn't make it to work. I did make it work. Not only that, that printer was made entirely with another printer that I made. And that printer was made with another printer that I made. And that printer was not made with the printer, the commercial printer that I had because it broke.
Right.
That's what made me make one because the first one that I had was, I bought it in 2010 and was a Rockman from Bits from Bytes.
Yeah.
What's a Marlin design with a 4-screw up and down bed. Was this 300 M3 washers.
Yeah.
Only M3 and then 4 washers and 5. It was a mess. And that one, after one repair, another, it broke. And I was in the middle of building a printer. So I started making the printers with planks of wood. Not 3D printed parts, no. Planks of wood for the bearings. So I did one, that one started working. I made a very big one, and then I made the one that you saw in the videos. But that one is not working because first, I started to get free printers, which is something that I still cannot believe. People send you stuff for free. And while I had 4 or 5 printers working at once and was making videos, I didn't have time to finish fiddling with the new one. And I only used it to test things. I did test a extremely long Bowden setup with flex filament, which jammed entirely the extruder. And so I made a mess of it. And it's sitting in the floor of the shop because I don't want to disassemble it because I like it. But for now, it will stay there. It will stay there. But I'm sure that I will make it work sometime.
Oh yeah, well, cool. That was Napkin's question. We do have another caller on the line. I'm gonna pull him in now. This is Ricky Tanner. He lives in Clarksville, Tennessee. He's a country music singer in Nashville. So, but he's also, and I'm gonna call him out here. He is also an awesome. He does things in Blender, does modeling in Blender, and he's also excellent at that.
Then I'm already envying him.
Okay, so Ricky. Oh, hold on, I dropped him out. Let me drop him back in here. There you go, Ricky Tanner. You're live on there with Ivan. Oh, he dropped back out. What's the deal? Hold on. Ricky, you don't want to. Oh, no, he doesn't want to talk. I don't guess he wants to talk. Oh, he may not be able to talk now. I'm not sure. He may be driving or something of that nature. I'm trying to answer Rapalus ST here. He's using all caps, and I have to allow all caps because one of our users at work, he has to use all caps at work. So I had to turn it off because it kept banning him. Oh, Ricky said he keeps dropping, and he's unmuted now. So let me try him now. Oh, Ricky said he keeps dropping. Oh, no. Then I got echo. Ricky, you're going to have to stop your video for me to drop you in there because it just keeps dropping him out for some reason. I don't know. Ricky, you might try rejoining. I don't know, man. Get completely out of Discord. If anybody else has any questions, y'all pop them in here. We've got quite a few watching. It's been a great show, but we've still got some time left. So I'm trying to, I'm just going to answer Rapalus Street here on it. I have a guy that uses all caps. That's why it's not banned by Nightbot. So if you keep using it, my guys will ban you. Just letting you know. Okay. Now, one of the big questions you get asked, and you have to get asked this a lot, because you're like me. When you're working on something and you need to hammer something in, whatever's in your hand becomes a hammer. But you using a screwdriver has become your trademark as a hammer.
So somehow, yes.
Yeah, no, I get that. So I mean, was it just did it start out like normally, like you're working on something and you're like, oh, I need a hammer, but you have a screwdriver and you just start hitting, and then people were like, that's not a hammer, so you just continued to do that? Is that the way
I have a nylon mallet.
Yeah.
And I was working on the printer, and I had to put a bearing on the carriage, and I couldn't find the mallet. So, well, I will use a screwdriver. And then the comments, you have to see the comments. Everybody complaining about me hitting my screwdriver and messing. And then I said, okay, if you think that nothing but a hammer can be a hammer, I will show you otherwise. And I will never use a hammer for what it is, because it's, for someone that doesn't have the tools that I have, I want to show that person that you can do anything you want with the tools you have. It will take more work, or you will have to think more for it, but you can do it. There's nothing wrong with using a screwdriver as a hammer or using your keys as a screwdriver. You can do it. So that's how it came to be.
Okay, I mean, because I've been working on things since I was a kid. I mean, I grew up poor, so we had to fix everything. But sometimes you just don't have the tool you need, so you have to improvise a tool. I get it. Yes. Okay, so Ricky asked his question in chat since we can't get him to work on live. What sort of issues, if any, did you encounter with designing the tank treads? He's getting ready to try designing some at 1/18th scale.
Okay, the first thing is that I'm usually I'm used to trying to think of something and get it, because I've been doing this my entire life. And with the tank trucks, what happened to me is that I tried to think about how to design a truck, and I couldn't do it. And then I started drawing the traveling paths of the links on the tracking wheel, and nothing matched. So I didn't have to think a lot. But once you get the pass of the links through the tracking wheel, it's more or less easy. But I'm doing a lot of things wrong that you should not do in a tank truck, because those are now as designed pretty easy to derail. You can make them slip and fall out of the tank very easily. But if you watch any real tank truck design, you will get it very easily. It's not that hard. But I don't like to watch how to do stuff before thinking on it. And by the time I can look it up, it's usually too late.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So Ken says he's having a hard time joining. Ken, all you have to do is over the interview channels, go down to the queue and click it. Just click the word queue and it will put you in there. So then I will drag you into the interview when it's time. Okay, I had another question from the chat that was right below Ricky's question, and it's from Orpheus from Greece. Every time I say Orpheus, I think of the Matrix. So, you know, says, Kuntry, please ask Ivan. Recently, you moved into a new lab, but it still seems a little bit small. Will you do a lab video soon?
There is not much to see here. The thing is that when I was before this one, the one where I was really, really small. It was my storage. How do you call it in the US? It was the storage space of my block. So it was only like 3 meters, but 1 by 1.6. It was I couldn't do this inside it because I reached both walls. So and in here I did rent this one because it's near home and but it isn't too big. It's like 30 square meters, and this wall in here is not at a straight angle. And before I came here, this was an hairdresser salon, and there are still when I came in there was still hairs in it. And I could do a tour, but there is not much. Those are the printers, and those are the storage shelves, and there is the street. So I could do it, but I think it will be very boring.
I understand. I actually, if I tilt my camera, and I don't know if you can see it or not, I don't know what you can see in my camera, but yeah, this is my space. I mean, this is what I have. This is it. I've got 5 printers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here beside me. And I've actually got one mini Delta sitting on top of another printer. So yeah, I understand. We're out of room. I don't have any room either. Couple of questions. Okay, I've got Martin in chat. He wants to ask another one. Ken said he can't get in the queue. I don't know what's going on with the queue, guys, but Martin and JT seem to have had it down, and Apocalypse Survivor. So I'm going to drag Martin in here and let him ask his question. Okay, Martin, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask, have you seen the Friday Hangout streams, and you be able to join at some point to the streams?
Okay, the Friday night 3D printing chat hangouts that are Google Hangouts are done by How I Do It, You Do It. These guys get together, and it's a 3D hangout, and it's on Friday night, normally pretty late. It's even late for me on the East Coast. So let's see, that would probably be 6 a.m., 7 a.m. your time would be the hangouts.
Okay, I'm an early person, so I could wake up early sometime and try and do it on Saturday morning.
Yeah, and I can send you the link on Twitter to those, and it would be a Saturday morning for you. So yeah, that would be pretty good.
That would be my morning coffee.
Yeah. Rover asked a question that I've already asked. So Rover, if you get a chance, go back and watch the video. That's already been answered. So let me see. I'm trying to find some more questions. I don't have. Wait, nope. I got one over here in the. I'm trying to keep track of all these things. Somebody just dropped in. Okay, Martin, if you can drop out of there, please, because we're still hearing your mic. Thank you. Somebody jumped into the chat and then jumped out. But while ES, he could jump into the chat, but I guess, do you ride your bike everywhere or just back and forth to the beach where you go?
Everywhere.
Great.
I go to work. I go to make the shopping. I have wet rain pants and a rain suit, and it doesn't matter if it rains, if it's snowing, windy. I don't care. I ride my bike everywhere. I have a trailer. I have a bag. I have lights to go by night. I have everything. I only go to places by bike. I don't like the car. I don't like the car. I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I've got. Well, Ken dropped back out. Ken was in the chat for a minute, but he dropped back out. So we have JT from Australia again. Remember, there's a 10-second delay, so I'm going to drop him in here, say it, and then we'll wait on JT to talk. which we're always waiting on JT. He's kind of slow.
Yes.
Oh. All right, JT, you're on there, buddy.
Will we see more tools like your magic hacksaw?
Of course. I'm trying some sorceries to transform my regular tools to magic tools, but as you all know, that takes time. Magic is unpredictable, so give me time.
Oh, come on. You know you have Merlin the magician tied up out back. He just gives you magic. Okay, so David Olson asked a question that's already been answered. David, if you will, go back and watch the video. I don't want to ask and redo the question, but he answered that question specifically. So if you can, go back and ask that over again. Thank you. Rover did correct me. The Friday night hangout is every other Friday, not every Friday night. So okay. I can send you. You can get on the Facebook page. You do Facebook? I take it. I know you do Twitter.
I don't. I will have to do Facebook. I think.
No, you don't. You don't have to do Facebook.
It
just makes me angry.
Okay.
Rover, we've already answered that question as well. Okay, so here we go. Sonic Alchemy. If I'm not mistaken, James, you're from Germany, I believe. Y'all correct me if I'm not right, but I believe he's from Germany. He said, do you ever revisit projects? And what is a project that you would like to revisit if you could?
Okay, I do revisit projects. I'm revisiting 2 projects now, but you haven't seen it yet because I don't like not to finish stuff. I need to finish stuff. I know that the hovercraft isn't finished. I know that. The car that, I don't know how to call it, but that car that I did that run through the beach, that isn't finished yet, and I have already the parts in here. But the how did I call it? I did a robot that nobody knows what is it for, that has 2 wheels on its ends with a stick in the middle with a car. It's SDR project. Yes, SDR project, I named it. And nobody knows what is it for, but I couldn't do it in the old shop because the shop was small enough.
Right.
So it was too small, the shop. So once I moved here, I did put it on the list of projects that I have to do. And this one will be revisited and you will like. But okay. I cannot tell you yet what is it.
No. Don't give away projects. I had Chris Riley on here the other day, and he actually had to clean up his space because I had talked to him previously in the day, and he was set up for a video.
I've had a few things before joining you.
Yeah, I bet you did. So, yeah, I get it. When you're doing content creation all the time, you're set up. Mike Whaley, yes, I do watch some of your videos. I did know that was you, but I forget names. You know that, so leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So Fernando Pena asks, where do you see 3D printing going, and what do you see as the next big thing in 3D printing? What are your thoughts on where it could go, and what would be the next big thing you would think?
I think I'm seeing a lot of innovations in materials, at least for FDM printing, but HP has come with a new big printer that prints in polyamide, in nylon. That is like a car, but they say that printer, that 3D printer, is going to be cheaper than mold injection, up to 110,000 parts. If you do 100,000 parts or less, it's going to be cheaper than injection molding.
Wow.
So that, I think we are going to start seeing less injection molding and more 3D printing. So I think 3D printing is going to steal the role of injection molding in production, in not non-aesthetical injection molding parts. And then in FDM printing, the one that we do in our shops, in our homes, I'm seeing a lot of new materials, stronger filaments, flexible filaments that are easier to work with, and more printers are going to allow us to use nylon filaments and much stronger filaments. So at least for now, I think that's where it is going. But we need more reliable printers. I want to keep fixing my printer.
Cool. Well, we still don't have anybody in the audio chat, so some people aren't set up for that. And it's hard here because it's in the middle of the workday. So it's kind of hard to do that.
Yes, I know.
Let me see. I got another question on the chat up here. Where's it go? I'm trying to find it. It goes by. Oh, no, Scott, Hack Monkey in the chat. He said he would still be interested in seeing your workspace because it's inspiring to see what you can do with such a small area. Because that's the same way with me. I'm wondering, because I'm not very good at organization, as you may be able to see behind me. It's kind of just messy in here.
When you are organizing, you are not making.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, which when I'm making, I'm not normally making. I'm normally breaking.
Well, that's the first step. The first step of breaking.
Yeah. You have to break things before you can. What is it? You have to break a few eggs to have an omelet.
Yes.
Yes. So, all right. So, okay. All right, guys. Are you done with questions? I mean, we are we finished? I don't see any more. There's not any popping in. Wait. Okay, there we go. That's a good one. Sonic from Berlin again. I believe his name's James. I'm bad with names. Very bad. What is your workhorse printer when you need a reliable printer, and why?
Okay. If I don't want the print to fail and it fits, I use the Anycubic Mega i3. I did that one. I thought it was very good until one day, one of the heatbed cables broke, one of the wires broke, and I disassembled it and swapped the cable, and then the other one broke. But once I got the bed working, it hadn't failed on me ever again. And the ultra base of the i3 is like magic.
Yeah,
everything sticks to it, and once it cools down, the part pops. And I think that's the one that has extruded more filament than any other of my printers. Well, the one that has the most successful prints.
That's really cool because that takes me into the next question. I'm actually looking for something while I'm going to ask you this question because it's been asked a couple times and we kind of touched on it, but not really. On average, in a month's time, how much filament do you use? I know, man. I know. I see the rolls.
Like 3. It is a lot. Like 20 kilos. Give it a take.
So 10 rolls a week, give or take. Wait, no.
I use
20. Oh, you use big rolls.
Yes, 2.3 kilogram spools.
2.3. Okay. So 10 spools a week of filament.
No, not these ones. No, 20 kilos. That's 2 or 3 spools of these ones a week.
Okay, so
7 kilos.
7 kilos.
It depends on the week, but I'm remembering how much I spend a month, and it has to be like that. Yes, okay. 20 kilos. That's 20 of your spools. 21 kilo spools a month. Like okay. 5 kilos no. It depends on but it is a lot. It's super expensive.
Okay, well we have another question up here. Ben Craig, he just got here, and Glenn from Fun King 3D jumped in as well. But the question is, he said, I'm late to the show, but what is your go-to test print for really getting your printer set up?
The one that I have to do. If I have to do, for example, a very large print with a very complicated part, I usually cut that part and put that. If I have, like, give me a second.
Okay.
I don't know if that is done live, but I will do it anyway. If I have to do something this large, This is one of the projects that I have to revisit, by the way. If I have a printer this large, and I have to do something very fine detailing here, I will cut this part in Fusion, and I will put this part on the printer. I will extrude only this part in here, and that will be my test print. I haven't printed, I think in my entire life, I've printed a Benchy, I think once.
Yeah. Well, see, my go-to test print is this. When I get a new printer, okay, I throw this on there, and that's what I print is a frog. Because when I go to like maker fairs or whatever, I can just give them away then. Kids like the frog.
I was going to ask you, how many frogs do you have?
Well, I've got a bunch of frog entrails and frog like drink coasters, and I only have a few frogs.
A few completed frogs.
Yeah, I have a bunch of
frogs.
uncompleted frogs. Okay, so we have another caller in. So we've got about 8 minutes, guys. So get your questions in or get in line, and we'll wrap up with Ivan because it's getting 6:15. Or wait, 7:15 or 7 something, and yes. Mrs. Miranda was very nice to let him stay on here this late. So let me drag. We have Apocalypse Survivor again. He came in, so you're on the air. Apocalypse Survivor, you're on the air.
Yes, Ivan. What dream project are you unable to accomplish due to material specifications for, say, filament? The filament doesn't do what you want it to.
Okay, I've always wanted to make a velomobile. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a bike where you sit recline. It has 2 wheels in the front and 1 wheel in the back, and I haven't found yet the material that will let me do everything on the bike, chassis and the flaring and everything with 3D printing. If I get to make a very large print that can make very large nylon structures, I might try that, but even nylon, I don't think it's going to be strong enough. So if I had a very large printer that could make metal prints, an SLS printer or something, that will be my definitely first project.
Well, and that brings me to one I saw the other day where BMW 3D printed a frame for a motorcycle.
Yes. Yeah, I will have to go and steal their printer.
Yeah, right. A metal centering printer. Yes, that would be nice. That would be nice. Okay.
I want to.
All right, so we're at 109. Oh, wait, we got one more question jumped in here. This is Matt Johnson. He said, "What do you think the greatest limitation to FDM printing is? What's the greatest limitation?"
Reliability.
Really?
Yes. For me, I think I have a complete understanding of how 3D print works for now, at least FDM. And if I could design any printer that I want, I don't think that I could make one that doesn't fail. I never have the doubt that if I'm going to pick my car and I try to start it, it's going to start. It always starts. Right. My bike always works. But I think everybody that makes large prints or long prints like I do, we have this thing in the back thinking, when I go back to the shop, is the print going to be finished? Or will I have a flat surface and the head is going to be up here? You know, it's going to be printing air. It's going to be the mirror on the floor and everything is or a wig and that happens. And when you see it, you don't say, how come? You say, okay, I will start again. I will see what failed and I will try again. So I think that's my.
And you are absolutely right, because even I have a Prusa Mark III and it prints flawlessly. Yes. Okay. But I've had failures on it. And I have 2 printing beds for it. I have the powder coated and I have the regular PEI, and I love that. I love that bed.
Yes. That's super cool.
But it still fails. Just like anything else. You can't hit the button, turn your head, and like you said, somewhere in the back of your mind, you're going, oh, I got to watch it. It's going to fail. I know it's going to fail. You know? So yeah, I get that. I do. Okay, Sonic from Berlin, and we've got time for a couple more. If anybody else has got a question, if you do, throw it in.
There is no need to leave anyone without asking the question, because my wife said to me, "Don't worry."
No, it's not that. I mean, the questions are slowing down, and that's good because we've answered a lot. But he said, "Have you seen the big rep printer from Berlin? It's 1 meter cubed."
No, I haven't, and but that's cool. It's the one that has the corners red. This super large. I don't know if it's that.
Yeah, I don't know either. I've never seen it either. Somebody did ask earlier. Have you ever tried PETG as your filament?
Yes, I broke many mirrors with it.
You broke? Oh, getting it off of the mirror or what?
Yes, I do. As you know, I don't print small. I don't know how to, I always print large, and it gets stuck so well to the mirror that I broke a few. I will have to try again because I like it a lot because it's not about material to print, to breathe or anything, but it sticks too well to the bed. So
well, and I see this a lot, and me and my wife were actually talking about it last night because I see a lot of people, they take the removal, the spatula or whatever, and they jam and they do this and they hit it and all this. I do not. I do it the easy way. I take a razor blade like this and I get it underneath a corner, and then I put my knife blade under that, which automatically gets me under.
But I've came back with a print like this big. I've came back from an entire night of printing, and once the print cooled down, it worked the mirror.
Oh,
and it broke the mirror.
Oh,
in several pieces.
I got you. I got you.
I had no option. It just was already, and you cannot remove the mirror from the part once it has broken. Yeah. You get small shards of glass all over the part, so you have to throw it away, even if it is a good print.
Yeah. No, and I get that. Somebody, Martin from Iceland jumped in here and he said, "Go. You need to use magic goo. It releases very well. But with as much as you print, that would get expensive as well."
Yes.
So, Napping, let me see here. Oh, yeah, he just, okay. Are you going to print a potato gun for the tank?
No. And you might have seen, if he saw my last video until the end, he might know what I'm going to shoot with my tank. And it's not going to be shot by a potato cannon. No.
Oh, cool.
I need more, how do you say? I need to shoot more rounds per second. I need more FPS.
Okay. Yeah, no, he said JT's popping in. Everybody's, popping in red balls. Popping in. You're going to shoot red balls with your printer.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. We watch your videos, Ivan, to the end. You never know what's going to happen at the end. You might see my face at the end of your video.
You might. You might.
Okay. And now the majority of it is thank you, and they're thanking you for being here, which is awesome. These guys are awesome. You're awesome. I mean, we love you. We love your videos. We do. We really do love your videos. And just know that not from your normal everyday guy. I mean, you saw my interview with Joel. The people in the maker community, Ivan, love your videos. I mean,
that's for me. That's incredible.
It is awesome to watch what you and it's not just that we watch. We wait. We're like, come on. It's like a series on TV for the next episode. We're like, what's Ivan going to do next?
I feel the pressure. I feel it. I really feel it.
You should, because you can't fail.
I know.
No, and then here's Fernando Pena. He said, "Thank you. Will you do a follow-up in a few months?" We might try that. Might get Ivan Miranda back on after he does a few more.
Whenever you want. You want.
Well, and I thank you, Ivan, for being my guinea pig with the call-in. I think it worked pretty good.
Yes, it did.
Some people had a few issues, and we'll work on that as well. But and Rover come in and said your monster printer was one of the first videos that he watched on 3D printing.
That's a long time ago.
But everybody popping in saying thank you, Ivan. And Ivan, when I stop the stream, it'll just be you and I, and we'll finish up after that, okay?
Okay,
okay. But thanks, guys. If you don't know where Ivan's channel is, I will, if I haven't already. I think I put it in the description already. If I haven't, I will. Go out and join Ivan and just watch what he does, because it's amazing. It really is amazing, the stuff that he comes up with.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
But guys, for those of y'all that join my channel and know me, you will see me in the morning. I'll be here for morning coffee. But as for now, that's Ivan Miranda. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.